Right, so we're now at the stage where we can start evidencing the test results. So we're going to conduct test number one, which is a normal piece of data with Jonathan, and our expected outcome is that our system should accept that. So let's go and see if that's working. So I've just used a random contact form. You guys obviously use the one that you've created on your websites, or if you've made spreadsheets and databases, those particular fields within your forms, you need to be testing this on. So let's paste that value in, and let's click into the next field, and the contact form seems to be perfectly happy with that, so it is accepting normal data, which is what we want. So let's get the print screen evidence. So new print screen, and I'm just going to highlight that particular field to show that that's working. Let go, and then head back into my project and paste that in. Just resize it so it kind of fits into the cell and shows the full view. Make sure it's kind of readable as well in terms of font size. You don't want it to be too small or you'll not be able to see it when you print it. Just need to confirm the actual result, which was that the data was accepted, and that in brackets is a successful test because it did what we wanted it to do. Okay, let's have a look at a one where we expect an error message to appear. So we've used this is to show the presence check is working by entering nothing into the field. So again, let's head down into the contact form. Let's clear out that test data on name and click into the next field, where we can see here clearly that we have got an error message. The validation on this form is working. It's not going to let me proceed without there being some data present in the name field. So that test is doing what I expected. So again, let's go and grab a print screen of that to show that it's working. So there we go. Okay, so print screen to show the error message, back into the project and paste it into there, and then just resize it to fit in. You might need to crop it down a little bit as well. Ooh, I put that in the wrong result, so that should be down in test 4, shouldn't it? Paste it down there and resize so it fits in. And again, that one, if I take this test result up here, was an error message, did display, and that of course is a success because it shows that validation rule's working. Okay, right, so you need to repeat that for all your tests and show what actually does happen when you conduct it. If it does fail, then show the fact it's failed and make sure you comment over here and say that it was a failed test. Obviously that's highlighted an area where you'd need to go and correct that particular test. Also correct that validation and then retest until you actually achieve what you expect. But in the case of these projects, there's no requirement for you to actually do that. Okay, so just show the failed result and make sure you just show on here that it was a failed test as well. Comment on the fact it's a failed test, but don't actually spend time trying to fix it. It's not a requirement of these Info1 projects. If anything, it's a good thing to have a couple of failed tests in your projects to talk about in the exam in terms of what you should do in that situation. Okay, so that's the validation part of the test plan done.